Little Miss Recap contains adult language and is intended for entertainment purposes only. Little Miss Recap is part of the Acast Creator Network.
Hello?
Hello, this is the Zodiac speaking. This guy with this voice, I was terrified, Shabnam, every time I heard him. This is the Zodiac speaking.
Yeah.
What actor did they get to play that? I need to never hear him again. He's in my nightmare now.
I know, but he really matched the 1970s vibe. I just felt like, I was like, this gives me like Freddy Krueger Halloween vibes.
So I have to tell you that we were covering Gypsy Rose and I was making fun of Ryan. And and a bunch of people were making fun of Ryan, but what they were making fun of him for is he's doing his own TikTok and he's going, "Hi everyone, it's Ryan." And people were like, "Dude, we know it's you. It's your TikTok. You don't have to introduce yourself." Right?
Yeah.
And I said, I tend to do that. Like I'll jump on the mic and I'll be like, "Hi everyone, it's Amy." They know who I am, all right, but whatever.
But they also, most of them can't see you, so that makes a little more sense, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
But I feel like, why is the Zodiac announcing himself in these letters? Hello, this is the Zodiac speaking. And then he signs the letter of the Zodiac too.
Yeah, you know what I was thinking is like, I was actually, as I watched this, I was like, this guy's doing some really interesting marketing and branding and creating a lot of like intellectual property around his murder case and story. So
he really is.
Like, yeah.
So, Shabnam, what did you know about the Zodiac coming into this?
Very little. Like I knew very little because this was obviously, most of all this stuff was like before my time. It's in my area. So that was like super interesting because I live in the Bay Area. And so like all these spots are all around me. And I started thinking, because my dad came to America in 1970, my mom came in 1973. So I was like, oh my gosh, this was all going on when they were here. Like, I wonder if they like heard about it and were like,
I'm sure they have. Have you asked them?
No, I need to ask my mom. Like my dad's
your mom.
too ill. He won't remember. But yeah.
Ask your mom, because if she was a young woman, it was 1973. She might. I don't know though. Wasn't he done criming by that time?
Yeah, he might have been. I feel like probably my dad heard about it. Definitely. But I'm not sure.
Well, maybe if he did hear about it, maybe he has talked to your mother about it in the past.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. I'll have to ask her. Yeah.
Okay, so we're talking. Before I go forward, I agree with you. I had not known much. Again, I feel like I've missed so many of these seminal crimes and documentaries and murders. And I think it's because I really didn't get into true crime until my girls were older. Because I remember telling my mother, like, I had these young kids that I was trying to raise and I couldn't let myself think about all the evil and terrible things in the world. Like, I just couldn't.
Yeah.
So I was kind of just putting it out of my mind. And then I got into a show called Cold Justice, maybe 2012, 2014, somewhere around there. And that's when I really got into it. So I don't have a whole breadth of knowledge about serial killers or killers in general. But I will say, as much as I love California, and I do, it's the promised land to me. There's a lot of crime out there. A lot of murdering in the 70s.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of places to hide bodies and things, I think.
That's true. That's true. Just ask Scotty P.
Yeah.
All right. So this special that we're covering today, guys, is a 3-part docuseries. It's on Netflix. It's called This is the Zodiac Speaking. And it was terrifying.
Yeah.
So we begin in episode 1. We're going to meet the Seawater family. So very quickly, their names are David, Connie, and Don. And that's the order of their ages as well. Yeah. David's the oldest brother. And we're also going to meet Robert Graysmith. He's a reporter who's super involved in this case and wrote what many consider like the book on Zodiac. And that's what the David Fincher movie was based on. which stars my boyfriend Robert Downey Jr., and I never saw that movie. So that needs to go on my list.
Yeah, I think I might watch that one too. But I liked Robert Grayson because he looks like your stereotypical reporter.
Grace Smith.
Robert Graysmith. Yeah, he looks like your stereotypical reporter with his like beret type hat. It was
yeah, and he's like getting all chubbed up talking about like, I love newspapers. I love it. Full disclosure, I do too. And I probably would have loved to have worked. I worked at a news station, but I wasn't in the newsroom. I was more in the advertising area.
Okay.
But I used to like love the newsroom. I was real into it.
Wow.
All right. So now we meet Mr. Allen. He's a very talented diver. And I will tell you that the opening scene of him jumping off the diving board in the pool, which is actual footage, Timmy and I both watched it in awe that this man did a jump off, a flip, another jump off.
Yeah.
And then went into the water. And we were both like, did that guy just do that?
Yeah.
We were stunned.
Yeah. He like, he's a lot healthier than people might assume. But
he just seems like this kind of big oafy dude. Yeah. But like he's an amazing swimmer and diver.
Yeah. Yeah. Super athletic.
The Zodiac killer terrorized the Bay Area long before Manson, before the Golden State. This was the case. And he, to this day, has never been caught.
Yeah, that's wild.
And I had no idea coming into this that they pretty much know this guy is it.
Yeah.
They just can't prove it.
Yeah, I didn't know that either. It's so fascinating.
I feel like, I need to make a phone call to my mother because I feel like she has failed me in this way. She has let me down here. So in 1961, the Seawater kids are in Atascadero. Is that how you say it?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
And is that in the Bay Area or is it south?
I think it's a little south.
Okay. So they're in Atascadero, California, and David is the oldest, and then Connie, and then Don. But they're all super close. They're only like a year, maybe 18 months apart. So they're pretty close.
Yeah.
They have a new teacher named Mr. Allen.
Yeah, she had a lot of kids though with somebody who was very unwell, which I'm just like, it's mind-boggling to me. Yeah. And then she was pregnant when he went to jail. So it's wild. But anyways,
and then the younger kids both have the same last name, but it's a different last name. So I wonder if they were kids from a different marriage. I was unclear because her name was Seawater the whole time. So maybe I just have that wrong. Maybe they didn't have the same name. They were just married to different people.
Yeah, yeah.
So he was a big man, and he was the first male teacher that David ever had. Connie said, and she nailed this, and I don't know, you might be too young to get this reference, but she said he looked like Hoss from Bonanza, and that was perfect.
Okay.
I didn't watch Bonanza, but I know of it from my boyfriend Michael Landon being in it.
Okay.
And Hoss was like this big guy, like this big jolly guy in it.
Yeah.
Mr. Allen takes an interest in these kids, and he starts tutoring Connie privately, and I'm like, red flag, red flag, red flag.
Yeah, I was like, times have changed where people
times have changed.
People did not think that this was a red flag of this man taking like this much interest in children and wanting to hang out with them outside of school. And I don't know.
You have to imagine that Mrs. Seawater, so this is 1961. So say she had her kids. So she's definitely of the silent generation. She's not a boomer.
Mm-hmm.
And I would argue even boomers to some extent, they just respected these authoritative positions. Like this guy's a teacher. He's never going to hurt my kid.
Yeah.
Like now we know so differently.
Yeah.
But it was just totally respected and blindly done in that time. So he starts driving Connie home and he meets mom who has 7 kids. Dad is in the state hospital because he molested Connie. And one of the boys, either David or Don, says they put him in the Atascadero State Hospital for bad brain behavior.
Yeah.
Okay. So mom starts getting friendly at Mr. Allen, who starts helping her out. We see a bunch of old pics and videos. David said, for the most part, Mr. Allen treated us like our own kids, and we loved him very much.
Yeah. Okay.
So now I'm going to go through the timeline of the murders. There's like 3 or 4 major murders that happened.
Mm-hmm.
So December 21st, 1968 is what they thought was the first murder.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the murder of Betty Lou Jensen and David Faraday. And they are 16 and 17-year-old kids. It's in, is it Vallejo? Is that how you say? Vallejo, California?
Yeah.
They are on Lake Herman Road, which was kind of like did you have this grown up like a pantyhose lane kind of place, like
Yeah.
where kids went to
Yeah.
kind of, we had it was called there was Suskin Road, and what was the other one? Oh, I forget the other one, but they used to tell us that there were devil worshippers out there
Oh gosh.
sacrificing animals on the reg, so we didn't want to go out there, but we would, of course.
Yeah.
So Lake Herman Road was a place kids went to make out or to race cars.
Yeah.
These two were out there, they were parking, and they were shot in the car, and it was like a really brutal murder.
Yeah.
Cops are baffled. They have no idea what to
Mhm.
do here. July 4th, 1969 is the murder of Darlene Farron and Michael Mageau. And that's
Mhm.
also in Vallejo. She was
Mhm.
22. She was a new mother. And this was a
Yeah.
really sad story because
Yeah.
she was a waitress. And little sis is with her when she's leaving her shift at the diner or whatever.
Cherries, yeah.
She sees a guy approach them.
Mhm.
We don't know if that was him. Like, she still doesn't know. She's never been able to describe him or think
Yeah.
about it. They go home. She wants to go with her older sister to see the fireworks. Dad says no, she's had enough excitement for the night. I
Yeah.
guess riding home from Terry's was wild. So Darlene goes alone and she's murdered. But she's not alone. She's with this Michael character, and they're parked at a golf course watching the fireworks. Car pulls up. I have a question for you.
Mhm.
This is not the first time I hear this when they're going through these crime scenes, but the cops are talking about, or maybe it's might be Graysmith is describing this murder, and he says they're parked at a golf course and a car pulls up and they thought it was the cops. How do we know they thought it was the cops?
I'm wondering if it's because of the whole flashlight technique,
Right,
you
but
know?
like, how do we know that?
Oh, yeah. I
Are
don't
we just
know.
assuming they thought it was the cops?
Maybe, yeah.
Because they do that later too, and I'm like, how are they? I
Yeah,
mean, I
how do
think you're
they
right. I think it's
Yeah.
absolutely because of the flashlight. Maybe they're just drawing the assumption, which is a
Yeah.
pretty easy assumption to make, I guess.
Yeah.
So they're dead. So that's 4 people dead. End of 1969.
I'm wondering if maybe it's also because maybe the people don't appear to be trying to, like, run away or
Yeah.
something, like,
Good point.
yeah, I don't
Good
know.
point. So later, like 2 weeks after that murder, the first Zodiac letter appears.
Mhm.
Okay. Robert Graysmith, I wrote his name here, Robbery by accident, Robbery Graysmith. He's working at the San Francisco Chronicle. He was the cartoonist, and he says they were in an editorial meeting and somebody comes in and they have this letter. And the letter offers proof. They're like, this is the Zodiac
Yeah.
speaking.
Yeah.
And they offer proof that they're giving them details that the public doesn't know.
Right.
So the cops are like, this could be the guy. There was a cipher as well, and he demands that they print it on their front page or he will murder a bunch of people. So now they get to work deciphering the cipher.
Yeah.
3 newspapers do publish it on the front page of their paper. This is kind of like the Unabomber. He did this.
Yeah, and it's so interesting to me because it tells you something about, like, their mindset. Like, part of this is like a game. They want to outsmart people. It's really interesting, but the crazy thing about it is he seems to be really, like, creating these very sophisticated ciphers that are really hard to decipher.
Yeah. 2 school teachers end up cracking it. They figured the word killing would be in there, so they looked for a
Mhm.
double L. That was smart. I wouldn't have
Yeah.
thought of that.
Yeah, same, yeah.
Me and my bunch of poetry degrees over here would not have thought of that. I wrote the voice is wild and scary. Where is it coming from? He's talking slightly crazy about things like gathering slaves for his afterlife.
Yeah. Yeah,
And
mental illness for sure.
the cops blow him off, and he provides even more evidence with a second letter. And Robert Graysmith says this dude had good grammar.
Yeah.
Like, he may have misspelled things, but I think he was just fucking with us because he also knew the difference between shall and will.
Yeah, I'm not sure I do. So
Yeah, I'm not sure I do.
Yeah.
So now we have the murder at Lake Berryessa. That happens in September 1969. It's the murder of Celia Shepard and Brian Hartnell. The important thing here is there is this cop,
Mhm.
and they're interviewing him at the scene. Okay, now
Yeah.
this cop is in charge of Lake Berryessa is what I'm thinking.
Mm-hmm.
I always love these like side characters of these
Yeah.
law enforcement people. The guy's like, yeah, I've seen a lot of shit around here. I've seen people cut up by boats and shit like that, but this is real bad.
Yeah.
These are two innocent, good-looking, clean kids just cut to pieces. And I was like, wait a minute, back up.
Yeah.
Who's getting cut up by boats?
Yeah.
What's happening on Lake Berryessa?
Yeah. Yeah. I wonder if there's like a current there. So people get like, I don't know. It was surprising to me as well. It's like, okay.
Yeah, I have no idea. Hey everyone, stay tuned. Little Miss Recap will be right back after these words. Amanda.
Amy.
For our sponsor, Lumi Gummies today, I have an idea. I think we should do a rapid fire bonus round. Which 90-day celebrity stars need a Lumi Gummy or have taken a Lumi Gummy maybe?
Okay. Madeline.
Oh, I have her on my list too. Manon. Manon could really use indica.
Yeah, to calm her the fuck down.
Calm down a little bit.
I think Jenny could use a sativa to maybe up the energy a little bit. 'Cause there's none there.
Funny you mentioned Jenny. I have Sumit's aunt can use one to
definitely
chill out a little bit.
She definitely could use one. This is a wild card. Florian could use one. I don't know what I don't know what variety.
Yeah,
but
maybe
I feel
he needs a hybrid.
I feel like Florian on a gummy would be good.
Yeah. I also have Dylan's mom from Dylan and Patia.
Yeah.
And I have Luke's dad of Luke and Madeline.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah.
And we can use Lumi Gummies as well.
Yes.
Yes.
All the time.
Consistent, mellow, and super delicious, Lumi Gummies are specifically designed to make you feel good, not stoned. Whether you're looking for an end-of-the-day de-stressor, a midday mood boost, or help getting the best sleep ever, Lumi Gummies has a strain that's right for you. So, Amanda, our flavor that we like a lot in this home is the sour strawberry cookie hybrid.
Ooh, is it particularly sour?
It's not super sour because I don't like sour things.
Yeah, I don't either.
But I just find that it's the perfect blend of up and down. It's right in the middle.
Nice.
But you feel good. I really like it.
I'm a hybrid girly myself, and I'm going to go with the watermelon sorbet because I do enjoy watermelon, and it's just a nice, cool, chill evening of watching TV.
You know what I need to do? I need to take one before Sister Wives comes out. Before I meet my arch nemesis in the ring.
Yes. I think it would help you a great deal. I think it would help Cody Brown a great deal.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. Guys, Lumi Gummies are available nationwide. Go to lumigummies.com. That's LUMI gummies.com. Use code Little Miss Recap for 30% off your order. That is Lumi Gummies, LUMI gummies.com. Code Little Miss Recap. Lumis.com. Code Little Miss Recap. It's 30%. And the link is in the show notes if you guys need it. The key thing here is that Brian survives.
Mm-hmm.
And he's able to describe, and I love Brian in his hotel bed. Listen to me, his hospital bed. And he's like, I'm not worried. The cops are here. They got this covered. I'm not worried. Okay. So here's the details that Brian is able to give police.
Mm-hmm.
He says this dude wore an executioner's hood.
Yeah.
With little slits for eyes, and he had his glasses there. See, that would be my downfall. I wouldn't be able to see. I'd have to have my glasses on.
Yeah.
He had a knife and a gun. He said he was a big guy.
Yeah.
Big guy. He said the rope that he used to tie them up was pre-cut. What does that tell us about this guy?
He's a planner.
Yeah, right?
And he's kind of OCD if they're like all pre-cut the same length or whatever. I don't know.
I would not know how long to cut them.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know the first thing about this.
Yeah.
He's wearing military combat boots and he almost has like a logo.
Mm-hmm.
And before he leaves, Zodiac heads on over to their car and writes a bunch of shit, including the date and time of this murder.
Mm-hmm.
Here is something outrageous.
Yeah.
Berryessa is really isolated and only 10 people are on that peninsula. And what happens, Shabnam? Do you remember?
Yeah. A cop pulls somebody over and sees blood in their passenger seat and asks him like, hey, why is there blood over there? And he's like, oh, I just cut a chicken's head off right now. And the cop's like, oh, it's good enough for me. See you later.
Yeah. And that man was Arthur Leigh Miller. No, yeah. Arthur Leigh
Allen.
Arthur Miller, the playwright, not to be confused with Arthur Leigh Allen, the murderer.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So Arthur Leigh Allen, a Vallejo resident, was picked up. Seawater says, Mr. Allen used to love to dive, and he made his own wetsuits, and he went diving for clams.
Mm-hmm.
Is that a thing in San Francisco?
I don't think there's many people that do that now, but maybe the water was cleaner back then.
Maybe. And do you guys have like a lot of access to, like, are clams a thing out there?
Yeah, clams are. Yeah, clams. Also, my husband was telling me recently they used to harvest salt near the bay, which they don't anymore because it's like protected area.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So yeah,
that's interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, so I don't know. He dives for clams. I don't know. And David also remembers Mr. Allen teaching them ciphers in class.
Yeah.
And then he would play music in the classroom, including The Mikado, which was an opera.
Yeah.
And an obscure one. I've never heard of it.
Yeah, same. It was an interesting. Well, that and Hang Down Your Head, Tom Dooley, which I definitely heard. So
I never heard that either.
Oh, I had to play that on the recorder as a kid. Like when I was like pre-flute, I was like on the recorder and I had to play it.
Do you play the flute?
I did when I was younger. And then I started to get like stage fright for performances. So I didn't.
Yeah. I took ballet as a kid and I had such stage fright. I vomited all over my mother backstage once before I went out on the stage. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So October 11th, 1969. So it's, about 4 months after they're getting these letters. We have the murder of cab driver Paul Stein. He was a student and he just picked this guy up. And when he picked this guy up, the guy was in front of a theater that was playing the Mikado.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And police are coming and so here's another near miss. So there's witnesses. Police are called. Yeah. Police are flying over there. They come across this big dude walking by himself, like down an alley. They're like, "Excuse me, sir, where's the murderer?" And he's like, "He went that way." And they all went that way.
It's wild, right? Like he must look like, he's just a nice teacher, I guess.
I don't know. Did he have a shirt on that was like, "I'm just a nice teacher"? It's so weird.
Yeah.
So now we get another letter. And apparently when he had killed Paul, he had wiped the blood with his shirt. And he sent that in the next letter to prove that he was the murderer, that he is the Zodiac Speaking. And he also says now he's going to go after a school bus and he's going to pick the kiddies off one by one as they come out. The town is in a complete panic. And the man quotes the Mikado in the letter. So now we are told about these hotshot detectives. It's kind of weird though, because they're not really in the documentary that much.
Yeah. And they don't seem to do as much as the reporters do. So,
no. And don't forget, Robert Graysmith is the illustrator. So he's reporting and detecting.
Yeah. Punching way above his weight.
Yeah. So Dave Toschi, he knows how to rock a bow tie. That's his signature move there.
Yeah.
And Bill Armstrong. They're two of the toughest detectives in San Francisco. And Graysmith tells us that Toschi was the inspiration for Dirty Harry. That's how popular this dude is. Mm-hmm. The letters are heating up. They come in. They're 7 or 8 pages long. They're threatening the police. They talk about a death machine. He has explosives in his basement. It's getting crazy. And Robert Graysmith, who would be a backdoor friend if he wanted to be, he starts becoming obsessed with the case. And he's like, "I'm just going to investigate this on my own." And he just goes off and starts investigating on his own. And now we get this little scene where the cops are sharing shit with him. And they're like, "I'm going to go to the bathroom and I'm going to leave these classified files right here."
Yeah.
So I guess this is captured in the David Fincher movie. They portray this. Then he reads a book on psychology and he's like, "You guys have a ton of suspects. Did anyone ever offer to help?"
Yeah.
And Toschi says, "Yeah, just one, Arthur Leigh Allen." And he pulls the letter out.
Yeah.
So Graysmith is like, this is the guy.
Yeah. That was so fascinating. I was like, how interesting that he thought of that and that they hadn't.
Yeah. And I'm going to have a lot of questions for you, mostly that start with why. as we go through this. Like, sure. Why couldn't they arrest this guy? Like, why?
I don't know either, because as I was watching this, I was thinking this is a whole lot of circumstantial evidence, which, as we all know, that's what Scott Peterson was convicted on. So I don't quite understand why. I feel like this was in the 1970s, probably like a brain bender for them, but he's like a nice guy that takes care of other people's kids and is this teacher, and they couldn't just actually like wrap their mind around it. I think that's a huge part of it.
And it's so interesting too, because you feel like circumstantial cases had to have been the bread and butter of the time period, because they didn't have DNA.
Right.
They didn't have the technology. They weren't going to pull up CCTV. You know what I mean? Like, they didn't have the technology. So like, they had to build cases on either confession or circumstantial evidence.
Yeah.
They have so much circumstantial evidence here.
Yeah, exactly.
So Mr. Allen used to take the Seawater kids on trips and drink his beers while he's letting them steer.
Mm-hmm.
And he took the kids to the movies, and he was the fun teacher who was real gentle. And he takes a special liking to Connie.
Yeah.
And he groomed this fucking kid.
Yeah, I mean, it's so sad.
He has groomed her so much that even now, she has a hard time talking about him.
Yeah.
In a bad way.
Yeah, it's really crazy to see. And then the way she talks about her sitting on his lap driving, it's just I don't know. It's really gross, but I just wonder about their mom. Like, I know she had a lot of kids. She was probably young, but it's just, I feel like maybe she could have done a little better.
She probably thought, I have 7 kids.
Yeah.
My husband is whatever.
Yeah.
This is a teacher who's willing to watch 3 or 4 of my kids all the time for me, and I could really use the help.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
So now they find this cold case that they think is the Zodiacs, and it pretty much turns out to be, because it's the murder of Linda Edwards and Bobby Domingos at Tahagi's Beach. How do you say that? Tahigi's,
I think. Yeah.
California, man. It was senior ditch day, and they went to the beach to hang out, and there was a shack on the beach, and that's where they were murdered. And Grace Smith says this fits the Zodiac's profile. Always students, always about to graduate, always near water, always near or on a holiday. He chases them, he catches them. Pre-cut lengths of rope, and the gun is a .22.
Yeah.
So the same morning, Mr. Allen shows up at the Seawaters to invite them to go to the coast to go diving. And where do they go, Shabnam?
Tahigas Beach.
The same day. Yeah. And Connie even remembers. He left them in the car, and he's like, I'm going to go down to the beach and dive for clams for an hour. Yeah. Connie even remembers him coming back with blood on his hands.
Yeah.
And helping him clean them.
I wondered, like, did she tell her mom? Did she tell anybody at that time? Or did she just like think it was weird and like maybe he got cut or something? I don't know.
He had to have told them something, right? He had to have said, oh, I cut my hand on a shell or something.
Yeah.
So summer 1963, Mr. Allen moves from his trailer in Atascadero and moves to Northern California. He's still visiting and taking the kids places, but not as much.
Yeah.
So the second episode gets into the evidence more. And we're going to start on October 30th, 1966. We had the murder of Sherry Bates. And this was another one they didn't know was the Zodiac, but they have since tied him to it because, go ahead, I'm sorry.
Oh, I was going to say, and I wonder if this is part of the problem, is that what we see now as like a lot of circumstantial evidence, they didn't have back then, because I bet these kids, it sounds like these, kids then who are now people that, the sheriff and the Seawaters, but the sheriff in Florida in the Louis Reese documentary would definitely call them elderly. But
yes.
But they probably, it sounds like they just started sharing this in the last several years, and they didn't put these pieces together. So maybe if in the 70s they had all of this circumstantial evidence, they would have done something, but maybe they just didn't put all these pieces together.
That's a very good point, because all they're seeing is, I pulled this guy over and he had blood on his seat, but like, that's it. He had no other reason to think.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting. So Sherry Bates is a student at Riverside Community College, and he stalked her and he cut her throat. And the killer writes a letter to the local paper, asks them to publish it, like all the stuff of the Zodiac.
Mm-hmm.
His handwriting matches Zodiac. He sends more letters and he starts signing them with Z, like Zodiac.
Yeah.
And then the Seawater say, well, that's interesting. So she's murdered on October 30th of that year.
Yeah.
2 days earlier, right before Halloween.
Yeah.
And David remembers it because he was a sophomore and it was around Halloween.
Yeah.
Mr. Allen came to ask Connie if she would go with them to the racetrack down by Riverside Community College, down in Riverside. And David's like, I didn't want to let her go alone because I think he's starting to realize at this time that, he has an unhealthy interest in Connie.
Yeah.
So David's like, I'm going to go with you. They end up going. Something happens where they lose hours of their lives.
Gosh, it's so gross. It's like, I don't know what he was using. I was this like the first roofies? I don't know.
I don't know what he was using. But they do say later that he was working as a chemist somewhere. So I wonder if like he has a chemistry background.
Yeah.
And could whip up a concoction.
Yeah. He's like remarkably intelligent and, just uses it for terrible purposes.
Yeah, we know he could build a bomb.
Yeah. Gosh.
Yeah. So Connie wakes up the next morning. They go to the racetrack. Steve McQueen is there. It's great. Whatever. They go to this sleepy motel, and David remembers that this was Halloween because he said, my mom said we could go as long as we were home by Halloween night to take our little brothers trick-or-treating. So they wake up early that morning. Connie remembers him taking her to the college campus. She remembers the library, which is where he killed her. And she says, yeah, we were driving around and he has hands down my pants, but I didn't really think anything of it.
Yeah, she's so casual about that.
This poor girl.
It's so sad.
I know.
Yeah.
So they get back. David's really groggy. He can't wake up, but they're like in a hurry. Mr. Allen's like, we got to leave now. We got to go now.
Yeah.
Connie remembers they get stopped by the cops there.
Yeah.
And he tells them, I had my kids with me and we just went to the racetrack. So, okay.
I feel like he was using them as cover also because he keeps taking them places. So he feels like if he gets stopped, maybe after the chicken incident where he had to lie about the chicken, he was like, maybe that's not going to fly. So he can take the kids with him.
Yeah, I absolutely think you're right.
Yeah.
So 1971, a friend of Arthur Allen's comes forward. His name is Don Chaney, and he tells the police about a disturbing conversation that he had with Allen right after the Lake Herman murder. It was New Year's Day, 1969. He said they were hunting, they were drinking a couple beers, and Allen talked about shooting bus tires and then picking off the little darlings as they came bouncing out. The same language that was in that Zodiac letter. And he also talked about hunting people, and Chaney's like, I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm done with you, weirdo.
Yeah.
Because I guess the police had made that part of the letter public. So they knew. So now the cops have probable cause to go see Arthur Leigh Allen. He's working in Vallejo now. Toshi says he has the height, the weight, the shoes, the diving watch. His diving watch, a Zodiac.
Yeah. Yeah. There's so many creepy little details.
So they get a search warrant. Now they go into his trailer, right? They find animals gutted and shit in the fridge. Okay, that's, whatever. It's not illegal.
Yeah.
They get handwriting samples. They find military boots. They get his fingerprints, a bunch of hunting knives, but no hard evidence. And I'm like, what more evidence do you need? Maybe they were looking for, the only thing I could think is that they were maybe looking for anything from one of the victims.
Yeah.
Like the rest of the t-shirt of Paul Stein. Maybe, you know what I mean? Just anything that could have placed him.
Yeah. You're right, though. It's interesting because if they didn't have the ability to test DNA, it's curious. Like, I wonder what they did look for back then. But you're right. It's probably.
I think we had a lot of forced confessions. A lot of them.
Yeah.
Because I think that's what they had to do. They had to get a confession.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Scary.
So in 1968, Connie gets married. She moves to New York. She was 16.
Mm-hmm.
The town is a little west of Albany, but a direct shoot. And the Zodiac murders happen. And she's like, I didn't really think anything of it. Because remember, the main publicized Zodiac murders were happening in 68, 69. So like all the stuff that we just went through, the community college murder, the other one, like they were earlier and they didn't know at the time that they were related to the Zodiac.
Yeah.
So David joins a band, he says, and he was all into sex, drugs, and rock and roll. And that was it.
Yeah.
Don, this was an interesting statement. Don's like, I wanted to settle down, so I became a bouncer.
Yeah. I was like, okay.
Connie says she had kids and she would get calls from Mr. Allen to come back.
Mm-hmm.
And she says, Mr. Allen, I even named my daughter after you. And her daughter's name is Tammy Lee.
Mm-hmm.
But they spelled it differently.
Yeah.
1974. Mr. Allen sends Connie a letter from Atascadero State Hospital, where Connie's father had been.
Mm-hmm.
He claimed a cop came to question him, dropped something on his floor. Mr. Allen got pissed off, hit the cop, whatever. And, it was just, he was wrongfully imprisoned.
Yeah.
Here's something, guys. If you hit a cop or you commit an act of violence against a police officer or anybody else, unless, there's extensive testing done, you usually don't go right to the state hospital where they send all the pedophiles.
Yeah.
You usually go to the jail.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking.
Yeah.
I think he had some bad brain disease.
Yeah. Yeah. More than one, probably.
Uh-huh. So, he was, okay, so Marlene Dodge is the younger sister of the Seawaters.
Yeah.
She says she was little and she would go with mom to visit Mr. Allen in the state hospital. And mom was saying that he was wronged and he shouldn't have been there.
Yeah.
He was there. This is super important. If no other evidence speaks volumes, this is it. 4 years, no killings.
Yeah.
No letters.
Yeah.
The exact time he's in the pokey.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So he gets out and allegedly, according to Marlene Dodge, mom starts banging him.
Yeah. I wonder, okay, so this is she does, I guess they spend that one night together, right, is what the kids say.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm wondering, and this is after, she's been seeing him in the jail and we learn later that he sent her a bunch of letters, but I'm just wondering like what she was thinking because if he's this nice to her kids, you think you try to like marry that person, right? But then she's probably like, she probably knew that he was crazy, which makes me wonder, well then why be around him this much?
Or was she still married to the father? We don't know where he is at this point.
That's right. Yeah.
And if she's, a traditional woman of her generation, she doesn't believe in divorce.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Mr. Allen moves in with his mom in her basement in Vallejo, and suddenly a letter comes and it's like, I'm back, bitches. I'm back, bitches. They never had probable cause. Yes, they did. He was at the scene of 2 of these murders.
Yeah.
That should be enough. 3 of them.
Yeah.
See, this is what drives me crazy is
Yeah.
another thing around this time period. And this did not change until I would say only a decade ago.
Yeah.
These law enforcement agencies didn't talk to each other.
Yeah.
Like I would have been like, if I was a cold case detective on this, I would have been like, I want every report of who you talked to around the scene and let's all get together and compare them.
Yeah.
I don't know if that would have worked. This is why I'm not a detective. So Robert Graysmith writes a book and he uses a fake name for Zodiac. He never comes out and says Arthur Leigh Allen because, sued. He'll get sued and all that shit. And he puts all the information out there. And this sets off a chain of events.
Mm-hmm.
So in 1990, Detective Don DiStefano, maybe, is assigned to the Vallejo Zodiac Task Force, and he revisits the evidence. And one of them is a box full of letters that people from around the country have sent.
Mm-hmm.
Then in 1991, there's an informant who knew Allen and said he had talked to him about the cab driver murder. So between this and Don Chaney,
Yeah.
They feel they have enough to get another search warrant.
Yeah.
They go there. They find bombs, as described in the letters.
Yeah.
Clippings of the case, drawings like the Zodiac used to do, a manual typewriter that matches the letters the Zodiac's sending.
Yeah.
And they don't arrest him.
I don't, there's some disconnect here. Like, I feel like people have gotten arrested for less, you know?
Oh,
But,
yeah. Oh, yeah. So the cops on the scene say that he was shaking. He looked like he was going to confess, but they still don't have enough. And I wrote, you have enough for a circumstantial case. You have enough.
Yeah.
Now we meet Rita Williams. She's a local reporter and she decides to interview Allen.
Mm-hmm.
And she shows up and he lets her in and she's like terrified. And she says he's all victim-y. And he's like, I can't believe I'm being persecuted for this. I can't believe people are saying that I'm the Zodiac.
Yeah.
And then he was like, hello, Rita, come into my house. She's
Yeah.
like, damn it, I knew it was you. He starts crying at one point and says he almost confessed just to get out of this.
Yeah.
She does a baller move. He insisted that she run it with his face blurred, and she runs it a few years later. No blur.
Yeah.
She's like, fuck it.
Yeah.
He claims the bombs and shit were not his. Then he sends her a typed letter to thank her, and it's real similar to the Zodiac letters.
Yeah, that's creepy too. But it was funny because he says, I let my friend put something in my house and I just never looked at it and I never questioned it. And it's like, okay. You just like let your friend put some bombs there. All right.
So it now becomes public information that he's a suspect. And this rocks the parents who've let their kids stay with him so much. In 1991, Connie and her husband divorce and she moves back to California. She's 41 at this point. All of the Seawater kids, all of them, do not believe he's the Zodiac. This is the first they're hearing of it. Yeah, and they don't believe that he's the Zodiac.
Yeah.
Connie goes to Mr. Allen's mother's basement to visit him. And he makes a comment about wanting to make sure she's okay because those were some good drugs.
Yeah, I was confused by that.
I think he's making reference to the fact that he had drugged them. But did he think there'd be side effects? What was he giving them?
Yeah, I know. And did he think they knew or they like, yeah, I don't, it seems like I don't know whether he's trying to trick them and play games or whether he thought they might have figured something out.
Yeah. Well, he gives his sailboat to Connie and they start going sailing. And she asks him right out, are you the Zodiac, Mr. Allen? Okay. First of all,
yeah.
If you know this man well enough, that you've known him for 20 years and you know him so well that he gives you a boat.
Yeah.
I don't know if you have to call him Mr. Allen anymore. I think you call him Arthur.
Yeah. Especially, you're not 5 anymore, but
yeah. He says, well, if I was the Zodiac and I told you I'd have to kill you too. Okay.
Not suspicious at all.
So episode 3, I have less notes for because this is kind of the downside of the climax, if you will.
Right.
The truth now comes out about what he went to the state hospital for, and Mom is flat out refusing to believe this.
Yeah.
David is, you know who the mom reminds me of?
Who?
Brenda in Into the Fire.
Oh.
The adopted mother who refused to believe that her husband killed the girl.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. Yeah.
So they do some small talk. Oh, sorry. Mr. Allen wants to talk to David. David calls him. They do some small talk. All of a sudden, Mr. Allen starts sobbing. And he says to David, I wasn't as good to you kids as you think I was. I drugged all of you. And then David says, Mr. Allen, were you the Zodiac? And he says, yes, it was me.
Oh, gosh.
He calls the police. First of all, why didn't he record this?
Yeah. Well, I think he wasn't expecting it. He called Mr. Allen to thank him for being so nice to them when they were kids, right?
That's
and then it sounds like all of a sudden it turned into, it just took a
P.S. I molested your sister and I'm a serial killer.
Yeah.
Yeah. So David calls the police. They pretty much tell him to go fuck himself. They're like, yeah, whatever, dude. Okay. David calls Mom. Mom also laughs it off.
Yeah.
So she tells David, listen, you can never tell anybody about this. And when I die, I have a box that will explain everything. But you need to promise to not open it until I die. And I was just like, where's the box? Where's the box? The box better be fucking opened on this docuseries or I will murder everybody like the Zodiac.
Yeah.
Hey everyone, stay tuned. Little Miss Recap will be right back after these words. So now he calls Don and Connie. They don't believe him either. And it put a rift between them. They stopped talking.
Yeah, that was sad.
That was really sad.
Yeah.
So Thursday, August 27th, 1992, Mr. Allen is found dead, literally with a letter in his hand.
Yeah.
It's addressed to the police and it's a fuck the police type letter.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It was funny though. He said like, I forget exactly what he said. It was something like, I wish everybody well, except for the Vallejo County Police Department. Or something. I was like, okay.
I think the Vallejo County Police Department will sleep well.
Yeah. Yeah.
Connie is devastated. Now, did you see the picture she painted him?
The Connie painted. Oh yeah.
It was amazing.
Yeah. She's so talented, but then you see the side of her where she even stopped talking to, like you just said, stopped talking to David over this. It's taken her so long to believe it. I think it probably changes her whole view of like her childhood and everything. And that's probably really, really hard.
Well, it's so interesting too, because the language that she uses shows she is stunted, right? Because she says in the beginning, I really don't want to be here. I don't really want to, it's hard for me to talk about Mr. Allen, still always calling him Mr. Allen. It's really hard for me to talk about Mr. Allen, but he deserves to be told on. Yeah. And I was like, that's a language a kid uses.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to tell on you.
Yeah, that's right. Yep. Yeah, it's interesting.
I thought it was interesting. So she names the boat Mr. Allen.
Yeah.
And his family tried to get the boat back. And she's like, fuck you. He already put it in my name. I'm keeping the boat.
Yeah.
He left her books and records. Like, it was weird.
Yeah.
So the big turning point here is that the movie comes out in 2007. Mm-hmm. And the Seawaters all go see it independently. Okay. Mm-hmm. Connie goes to see it and she's like, oh, yeah, it was totally Mr. Allen.
It's so crazy that this is what it took. It's so interesting that like it was just what a crazy turn of events from a Hollywood movie.
It was absolutely crazy. So now Don sees the movie. He's stunned. David goes to see the movie. He's like, wow. Okay. Yeah. So he's like, I better reach out to Don and Connie, see how they're doing here. So he reaches out to them and they're all like, yeah, we believe it now.
Yeah.
Which I'm so happy that this family reunited because they were so close as kids. You know?
Yeah.
So they meet up at Don's, they debrief, they compare their stories. They realize they've been to many of the murder sites.
Yeah, that's so creepy.
They even used to help him make his wetsuit. And on the wetsuit, there was a hood that was like the executioner's hood.
Yeah. That made me sad. And it's crazy to see how intensely he used them, like for cover, for labor, it's just really disgusting.
And we see this and we know this now. Like now we know that predators will do this. Yeah. You know what I mean? That I always tell the story, like my girlfriends and I used to hitchhike all the time. Mm-hmm. And we were hitchhiking one time. I don't know if it's necessarily, we used to hitchhike, but this time it wasn't necessarily hitchhiking, but we had hitchhiked down to this ice cream parlor that was like very far from our house, like maybe 10 miles away. And we needed a ride home. So instead of hitchhiking, we asked somebody at the ice cream place if they could give us a ride home. Yeah. And this guy he's like, yeah, I'll give you a ride home. And he goes, I'll even bring my daughter. So, I won't try anything funny. And we still got in a car with him.
Oh, gosh.
And then I remember us jumping out at a stoplight. He was in a Jeep and he had the top down. And I remember us jumping out at the stoplight. We're all like, 1, 2, 3, go. And we all jumped out of the car because we got a weird feeling. Yeah. Oh, yeah. But that same kind of thing. Like, I'll have my kid with me. Yeah. So that so it legitimizes me. Yeah. Essentially. Yeah. And a lot of times the people who are being used in that way, they don't know. They have no idea they're being used in that way.
Yeah.
So mom refuses to see the movie. She's like, I'm not seeing that David Fincher piece of trash with Robert Downey Jr. Mom dies in 2017, and I'm sitting there going, please find the box. Please find the box. I need to know what's in this box.
Yeah.
They don't really find a gotcha box.
Yeah.
They find a box that has their old letters in it, but it's like he's just denying he's the Zodiac, but also equally fixated on being the Zodiac.
Yeah.
So like he's clearly the Zodiac.
He's pointing out a lot of circumstantial evidence, but saying he's not, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So years later, they decipher one of his ciphers, and it's from Albany.
Yeah.
And it's during the time that Connie was living there.
Yeah.
And it was like, I'm going to tell you who my next victim will be. Connie Henley.
Mm-hmm.
So David says, well, my mother's maiden name was Hensley.
Yeah. And we know the Zodiac changes names sometimes.
In 1992, we learned that they have his... No, that can't be. No, that's wrong. After he dies, sorry, they have his brain matter on record for DNA. Okay. So they didn't go back to 1992 when he was still alive and get his brain matter. That had to have happened after he died.
Yes.
So Terry Poyser is on the task force from 2014 to 2018. And he's like, the case is not solved. It's just not. And I was like, what? We've come this far and the case isn't solved? What is happening?
Yeah.
So the case is not solved. They do find some more evidence. Like they found an absence slip for the exact dates that Sherry Bates was murdered.
Yeah.
For Mr. Allen from school. They solved more ciphers. They also they end on like a cliffhanger here.
Yeah, that was pretty upsetting.
Yes. While I take a drink, can you please tell everyone about the knife and what they did?
Yeah. So Connie's son basically remembered that he went out with Mr. Allen one time in one of Mr. Allen's cars, and he opened the trunk to change the tire because the tire blew out, and he saw this knife in there. And Mr. Allen, he told Mr. Allen like, oh, what is this? And Mr. Allen was like, you could take it. And it was like wrapped in plastic cellophane. And so he just kind of kept it in that wrapped condition. And so when all this started to come out, he realized that like, hey, I have that knife. Maybe we should get it tested. So the sort of like ending part of the documentary is them starting to test the knife.
Why didn't they wait until they got the results back?
I know. I don't know. I looked up. I don't see that there like any news about the results.
No. So let's be clear. They did get results. They got partial samples, like partial DNA profiles. But how it left on cliffhangers, they were sending that to Vallejo.
Yeah.
So we don't know if it matched anybody. I doubt they have any DNA from any of these crime scenes. Maybe. Yeah. I mean, all they need is one object that they've saved that's in good condition.
Right. But they could also test it against his brain matter. Like if he cut himself, if there's any DNA on there of his. But yeah, I don't know. That was pretty. Me and my husband were really mad. We're like, what? We didn't get the results back?
It was such a good documentary until we got to that part.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So now we learn that David Seawater was diagnosed with terminal cancer only 3 weeks later and pretty much dies immediately.
Yeah, that was really sad.
It was really sad. And Connie and Don are at his bedside and they're like, we did it. We told our story. That was like the whole thing that they were saying throughout. Like we had to tell this story because in the beginning, David says, I don't think a lot of people even know our family exists.
Yeah.
And like our interactions with Mr. Allen.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I thought it was really brave of them to do this, and I'm glad they did it, and I'm glad that he got to see it done.
Yeah, and they were really like the missing piece, and the like bring all the a lot of the circumstantial evidence.
They bring almost all of it.
Yeah.
Aside from him being stopped at that one crime scene, they bring all the circumstantial evidence because now we know he was at every single crime.
Yeah.
Well, as you said, the case remains unsolved.
Yeah. And one of the interesting things I was looking into is all of the letters, the cipher that he sent as ciphers. So there was 4, And the last, the third one, the second one was finally solved in December 2020 by some professors. And then the third one was very short. So they that's one they don't really talk about much. It came in on April 20th, 1970, but it was so short that they don't have enough information within the cipher to solve it and know that they're solving it correctly. There's too many possibilities, basically.
Yeah.
And then the fourth one is still unsolved. So it's just crazy to me how we have so much technology and, all these mathematicians have tried.
Run that through AI. Come on.
Yeah. I'm just like, he must have been some kind of genius in addition to being evilly inclined,
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
He was a smart dude.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just, it's so fascinating to me, that whole time period in the Pacific Northwest and in California also, just all these serial killers. I don't know. It's wild to me.
It's the Wild West.
It is. We just did that one. What was the one that Becca and I did? The Women of Highway 20 up in Oregon?
Yeah. Yeah.
And it was kind of around the same time period. It was in the 70s and 80s.
Yeah.
Again, just a guy murdering people. There was just so much of this.
Yeah.
It's crazy to me. And that's why I always push back when people say, when people infer in some way that we are less safe today than we are not. Crime, that kind of crime has gone way down. Other types of crime absolutely are different.
Yeah.
But the thought that some stranger was just going to come upon you and murder you in cold blood, I feel like that is, although you can argue that mass shootings have taken its place.
Yeah.
But this kind of crime, the serial killers and stuff like that kind of crime is down significantly.
Yeah. And I feel like that's because we have security footage and DNA and all the stuff that we didn't have before.
You can't, I will see on my local township page, can anyone identify this car? Because somebody threw a bag of garbage in the dumpster behind our grocery store that they're not supposed to. Everything we do is watched.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think, and that's a good thing, because I think people think they're not going to get away with it.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it can be a good thing. Then it can be bad in other ways. So it's all a balance.
Yeah,
but
I agree.
Yeah.
All right, Shabnam, what do you guys have going on over at Chai After Dark?
So we are covering Breath of Fire now. And so we're doing that episode by episode. That's an interesting one because it's just a crazy, crazy jumbled story. And
I saw episode 1 last night.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Episode 1 is, I think episode 2 is a little better. You kind of, you learn a little bit more. And I have a feeling episode 3 and 4 are going to be good as well. So we're doing that. And then we are going to do a crossover with Psych Legal Pop in later next week. So that's going to be fun as well. We're going to be talking about the Adnan Syed case and maybe touch a little bit on Sweet Bobby.
Oh, fun. And Tess and Brooke will be right here next week as well. We're going to be talking about Martha Stewart, which you directed me to this documentary.
Yeah, I saw a bunch of TikTok clips. I haven't watched the documentary yet, but it seems very fascinating.
Yeah, I think it will be. Yeah. All right, guys. Thank you so much for listening. If you haven't already, please join our Facebook group, Backdoor Friends, where you get to interact with all of us and hang out with all of us. And it's a lot of fun. All right. Thank you, Shabnam.
Thank you very much.
All right, guys. We'll see you next time. Bye. Thank you so much for listening to Little Miss Recap. If you'd like to support the show, the best way you can do that is to join our Twin Flame universe, which is our Patreon, Supercast, and Apple subscription feeds. The links for those are in the show notes. You get ad-free episodes and a ton of bonus content. You can also subscribe to the feed so you don't miss an episode, share the show with a friend, and leave a 5-star review. To contact the show, please email me directly at amy@littlemissrecap.com or join our Facebook group, Backdoor Friends. Thank you so much for listening, and we'll see you next time.